Good morning, students. We are going to study 2.4 The Pulley from English textbook Standard 10. The poem The Pulley is a metaphysical and religious poem. The poet is George Herbert. The poet George Herbert, who was born in 1593 and he passed away in the year 1633. He was a Welsh poet. So let me explain what it means by Welsh. UK has 4 parts. One is England, second is Scotland, third is Wales, and the fourth is Northern Ireland. So the people who lived in the part of Wales are known as Welsh. So George Herbert was a Welsh poet. He was a priest by profession. Priest means one who worships the Lord. He wrote religious poems with a lot of imagery and conceits. See the meaning of imagery: visually descriptive or figurative language. The poet wrote religious poems with such visually descriptive or figurative language and conceits. Conceits means fanciful comparisons. The poet exhibits. Exhibits means shows a strange but two-way relationship between God and his worshippers. Strange means odd, very different. The poem shows a very different but two-way relationship between God and his worshippers. So not one-way relationship, but two ways. Between the God, the Almighty, the Creator, and his worshippers, his devotees. Though he had showered, means bestowed, his worshipper with all his blessings. So see here, the pronoun he and his. The first letter is capital, though this is not the beginning of the sentence. It shows this he and his, both the pronouns are used for the Almighty, the Creator, the God. Though the God had showered, bestowed, it means gifted us, gifted his worshipper with all his blessings somewhere. He holds them up with a pulley drawn. To be grateful to him in all our endeavor. Endeavor means efforts. So though God had provided all the luxuries, but he holds one of the thing with him. The reason the God gifted us everything, but he thought that if human being will be very happy and he'll forget me, then in that case both of them, it means the God and his creation, that is human being, both will be losers. Therefore the God held them up with a pulley drawn to be grateful. Grateful means thankful to him in all our endeavors. God given so many precious gifts to the devotee, but at the same time God also expects something in return. God has given us so many beautiful things, but he expected something from us in return of that. So what does the God expect from us? What does he expect? Why does he withhold? The pulley shows how God lifts man towards himself with the pulley of restlessness. Here the word restlessness refers to satisfaction. Here the God has gifted us everything, but he kept the satisfaction with him. So the object which we use to pull up something, to lift up something, that is called the pulley. The pulley shows how God lifts man towards himself. So this is the object, the pulley, through which the God lifts his creation, that is human being, towards himself with the pulley of restlessness. What is distinctly metaphysical about the poem is that a religious notion is conveyed through a secular scientific image. So metaphysical, it is related to religious values, moral values. So through this poem, the poet focused, concentrated that the human being is the creation of God and he should be thankful, grateful to the Almighty. Thus, only for the same purpose, God has kept something in his hand, that is restlessness. Restlessness means upsetness. Here, the meaning of restlessness is exactly the satisfaction. Though the God has given us everything, beauty, pleasure, wealth, money, everything, even the jewels also. Here, the meaning of jewel is the valuable things, precious things. But he held the satisfaction with him. Now we will see the actual poem. In this poem, there are only 4 stanzas, and each stanza has only 5 lines. See the first stanza. When God at first made man. Man means God's super creation. So when God at first made man, in the beginning, in the initial days, when the Almighty, the Creator, created the human being, at that time he was having a glass of blessings standing by. As it was the creation, as we are the creation of God, the God was standing beside us and he had a glass of blessings in his hand. Let us, said he. And the God said, let us pour on him all we can. Means whatever is possible for the God to gift us, to give us, he was ready to give. Let the world's riches. Here the meaning of riches is wealth, bounties, which dispersed lie. Dispersed means scattered, spread, contract into a span. Contract means collect together. Span means small space. So in the first stanza, the God says that the God had a glass of blessings and he said that let us give him, let us pour on him all we can. The wealth, the valuable things which will scatter, which will spread. That is why the God decided that all these things gifted by God will be collected together into a span, into a small space. So see, in the first stanza there are 4 lines, and there are 2 pairs of rhyming words, man and can. The second rhyming pair is by and lie, and in the last line the word span can rhyme with the first line last word man or the third line last word can. It shows, if we mark the last words of each line, that is man, by, can, lie, span. So here the rhyme scheme of this stanza is A B A B A. So we come to know in the first stanza that the God created us, ready to give us everything into a small space. So strength first made a way. So when God was ready to give us everything at that time, first of all he gave us the strength. Strength is the noun form of strong. So the Creator, the Almighty, made us strong, powerful, mighty. After that, the God flowed beauty, bestowed beauty to the superhuman. Then wisdom, honor, pleasure. Then the God provided wisdom to the human being, then honor, that is respect, and then pleasure. When almost all was out, when everything almost from that glass was out, God made a stay. At that moment, God stopped for a little time, perceiving that alone of all his treasures. Again, the word his, H is capital, so it refers to the Almighty Creator. Perceiving means noticing, it means to notice. Becoming conscious of or becoming aware of. God made a stay, perceiving that alone of all his treasures, that he was having all the treasures and he was giving us everything from his own treasure. Rest in the bottom lay. So he thought that at the bottom of that glass something was remaining. How we have tea from the cup or milk from the glass. When we drink, some part of that milk or tea remains at the bottom of cup or glass. In the same way, something was remaining, and the God thought, let it rest in the bottom lay. In this stanza, also the rhyming pairs are wait, stay, lay. So these 3 words rhymes each other. And the second rhyming pair is pleasure, treasure. It means the rhyme scheme is A B A B A. Now come to the third stanza. For if I should, said he. He means God, Creator, Almighty said, for if I should bestow on. Bestow on means give us a gift too. This Zeval means precious, valuable things. Also on my creature, on my creation, on human being, he would adore my gifts instead of me. Adore means love very much. So God thinks, if I give the man everything, the man would start to love all these valuable things very much instead of me. It means instead of the God of nature. The man would start loving all those things and rest in nature, not the God of nature. So both should losers be. So God thought that if this happens, if the human being starts loving very much to those things, then the human being would also be a loser and the God creator himself would also be a loser. So he thought to keep something with him. In this stanza also there are 5 lines. The rhyming pairs are he, me, first line last word, third line last word, and again the fifth line last word be. And the next rhyming pair is creator, nature. The rhyme scheme of the third stanza is also A, B, A, B, A. The last stanza, the poet says, yet let him keep the rest. So he thought that if this will happen, if both of us are going to be the losers, then let him keep the rest. The remaining themes the God will keep with himself, but keep them with repining restlessness. The repining restlessness, continuous anxiety. Anxiety means worry due to dissatisfaction. So he thinks that the remaining things should be with the God himself. So if the person gets all other things but the human being is dissatisfied, so it is definite that the human being will come close to God. Let him be rich and weary. See, in this line, the poet had said, let him be rich. Rich means wealthy, and weary means very tired. Because of hard work to gain more and more, the human being will be very tired. That at last, if goodness lead him not, so if the good qualities of human being does not lead him towards the God, yet weariness, tiredness, his dissatisfaction will lead the man towards the God, and this weariness may toss him to my breast. Toss means bring, throw, close. So the God thinks at least this weariness, the tiredness, the dissatisfaction will bring this man to my breast. It means to the God. And in this way there will be a two-way relationship, bondage between the God, the creator, and his creation, that is human being. In this way the poet mentioned a lot of imagery through this poem, visually descriptive or figurative language, to mention that finally the human being will come to know that the Almighty is the most powerful, and the human being has to pray, worship the Creator. Though the human being can own so many physical things, but the satisfaction he may not be having without the support of the Lord.